Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Pone here, and I'm bringing you guys something super different. If you couldn't tell by the title, this is the very first game I have ever been nuked on. I'm going to go through this game and let you guys know what's going on, the vulnerable issues, the mistakes I made, and do my best for this. So if you guys can, do me a big favor and like up the video. And if you can, I'm curious about what you guys think and your opinions on this. Leave comments below. I mean, when the video's over and you've already listened and watched this video, I want your honest opinions of the outcome of this, and if you guys would like to see more of these. It's not like I can really say, yeah, man, I'd like to put these up on a regular basis. In all honesty, not being cocky or anything, these don't happen often to me. Like I said, this is a very bad game. I think the total final score for me was like 36-26. And this is just going to be complete honesty and facts and what I'm thinking and what's going on. Now, the game starts out great. I get through the kills. It looks like I'm outplaying these guys. You know, I'm going for the nuke with every gun. I'm on the Vector. I hate to put a little spoiler in there. But I'm using the Vector red dot sight. It starts off great. I get my Harrier, but they take it down immediately, which is a good sign of teamwork. And that's one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issue that really ruined this game for me, is my team didn't know what's going on. I think like the best person on my team besides me when this was all said and done was like 12-35, 1-14, 1-10, and basically the issue with this game is obviously my team. I was running with a bunch of people that was just unaware of what was going on, and it's their mistakes made me vulnerable, and I was basically put in this issue of being spawn trapped. And at some point, you know, this game started off, we had the caps, I was going for the nuke, didn't want to worry about anything. Obviously in my mind, which was a mistake that I made, is these guys haven't even gone for B yet. They don't even have C. So these guys are probably just going to get walked over. And it didn't click in my head that maybe these guys are doing the same thing I can. On the other team, there are 3 Slayers. There's iKiddo and a couple other, I don't even remember their names, but they have the same, like, similar gamer tags. And they were running together. Now, they might be clowning around using G18s and stuff like that, but the kids could aim. I give them props on that. They knew what they were doing. So there was basically 1 Slayer versus 3. And then I had, like, 5 random sheep on my team. And that's what it came down to, is there were a lot of mistakes made in this. And as you guys can tell at the start, you know, I started running these guys. It's not like I really got outplayed in this game. It was just, they had the advantage. They had the spawn lock. They had all my guys giving them kill streaks. I think there were like 4 Harriers in this game they had up. I ended up stopping a kid on his nuke. And I tried my little heart out. Basically, this game turned into where, oh man, this is going to be an easy win. And that's what my mindset was. They're not going to worry about the objectives. I've got no worries. Let's just go and kill. And apparently they just decided to one-up me and just go for kills as well. So, you know, that was my mistake, just expecting it. And, you know, I try to get the game back in control, put a spawn lock on them, and then they start locking it down. iKiddo was definitely not playing the objective. He was I think he had the AK with FMJ. He was just going for kills. You'll see him get me a couple times. And then I think he's about 2 short at the end after he gets out of his gunner. And then he camps for his last 2 kills. I'm not complaining about that. It's very smart. If you're that close, do it. But my mistake, one other major mistake I made in this, is I was thinking that one of the kids, because the other 2 were the ones that were giving me issues. The guy I just killed and his friend were the ones that were giving me the issue. So I thought in my mind that it was those 2. I wasn't paying attention to the kill feed. I was paying attention to the radar, but I wasn't paying attention to the kill feed. And I just instinctively thought that, you know, the guy that was just camping on the roof, iKiddo, was just some other guy that was, you know, he just didn't seem skillful, because he was hiding behind things and camping. I really didn't find him to be a threat. I knew he was killing, but I really didn't think he was going to be the guy to nuke on me. I was thinking the other 2 were actually going to be my primary concern, and they were going to be my challenge. And what I thought was going on is, when they called in their kill streaks, I was looking for their names down in the kill feed, and I was just completely zoned out, not even thinking about the other guy. And when that happened, that was a fault on my own, because, you know, I stopped looking for the guy that was on his way to the nuke. And that was like the biggest mistake that I made in this game, because I thought it was one of the other guys. I wasn't paying attention to the kill feed, and that really, really cost us. If I would have known he was still alive, I would have gone searching for him. I would have paid attention to the Claymore. I was one of the last 2 kills to get him his nuke. I would have paid attention and hopefully gone back there and kill him before and ruined his nuke. But, you know, because I wasn't paying attention, I cost my team. It's not like we had much of a choice. We were spawn locked the whole time. You know, I did have the weight on my shoulders, and I did my best. You know, as you guys can tell right there, I'm doing my best. I was 1 shy of a Harrier again. I was trying to beat them at their own game and trying to match them. It was basically 3 Slayers versus 1, and it was a very difficult game for me. And this is what it comes down to. Many guys, you know, I tell you guys that I back out of games. I don't often rage quit. I usually back out of games that are a bunch of bullshit. These guys weren't tubing. It wasn't like they were necessarily outplaying me, but they were playing it right. They were using guns. They weren't noob tubing. They weren't, you know, doing anything dumb. So what did I do? I stayed in the game. Even he got the nuke, I stayed in the game. I don't have a problem staying in the game as long as people play how it should be played. I generally lost this game. It wasn't obviously all on me. It's just I felt like it could have come out differently, and I made quite a few mistakes myself, as well as these guys did. I mean, they were just casually gaming. I could do a what-if scenario. What if I was using my TAR-21 or my P90 or a gun that I really enjoyed instead of the Vector, something that had a little range? Maybe it would have turned out differently. But in all reality, I took the ass whooping like a pro. They stretched me wide, and I just said, thank you, can I have some M&Ms. It's like I didn't really know what to do about it, and I just took it, and it was kind of rough on me because I've had I think I'm over 900 nukes by now. I stopped counting at 850 a while back. And the issue being is it's really easy to get them. Many people think it's very difficult, but if you're going against, obviously I was against like 3 guys that I think were potentially going for them. And, I tried my best, and this game turned in from, winning, easily capping this out, maybe getting a nuke if I'm lucky, into me babysitting them and trying to kill them before they nuke on us. So it was me pretty much patrolling, and that's what really took it away. I wasn't able to take any flags because I had to do my best to counter the other guys are doing what they were doing. That was like our only hope at surviving, and I felt like I let the team down because I knew I was capable of doing it, but I was so close and so persistent on sticking with this gun. I didn't want to switch mid-game, and that would have been possibly a game changer. If I would have been able to switch to a gun I was more comfortable with, I would have played differently. And as you guys can tell, we're just seriously spawn locked. There's not much you can do, and they were just coming after us. Kill streaks, predators, harriers, pave blows, everything, dude. It was just like they unleashed hell upon us, and it really bothers me because this was the very first time I have ever been nuked on, and I don't usually have games as bad. A 36 and 26 is very bad for me. I mean, I get the occasional like 40 and 28s and stuff, like almost 2 KDs, but to be below a 2 KD for me is very, very uncommon, and it's just I've been nuked on before, guys, but it was because it's bullshit involved. One-man army noob tubes, boosters. But as for actually being, outplayed and their teamwork put together and put in a position where I was basically hide and seeking with these guys, and he was able to do what I am so fond of doing, and I just was not able to outthink this team. They outplayed me, and I give them props for that. And there were a couple things involved. I mean, I missed a couple choice knives, as you guys can tell, and this game just turned out to be something horrible. I made a lot of mistakes. I should have changed my gun. There were so many things that could have made this game that much more impressive. But in turn, I was able to give you guys a gameplay to show you guys that I'm not flawless or some nuke god or anything like that. I had a couple opportunities to do it, and I choked. I choked on a big hard dick, and it's something I have to deal with. And I'm glad it finally happened, though. I tried so hard not to let it happen. I remember the one time it was so close, and I actually saved it, and it was like the most intense thing ever. And I prided myself in knowing that I've never been actually nuked on, and I mentioned that like in a couple commentaries ago and jinxed myself. And I'm glad it happened. I knew it was just a matter of time. I'm not saying anybody's above the law. It was going to happen. I just didn't expect it to happen. You know what I mean? But I'm glad it did. I tried my best, and that's what I know. I made a lot of mistakes. Now looking back on it, I'm like, yo, you dumbass. And they just really outplayed me. They were a few good players. I mean, they weren't like the best kind of things ever, and but they did well together. The 2 guys knew each other. They had teamwork. They were keeping me occupied when Mr. Aikido was just planting it in our butts. So, they did well working together, and it was just a simple battle, a good team versus bad team, and I was just trying to be the hero, and, I kind of failed, dude. I just kind of failed epically, and there were a couple moments where I had a chance to get my Harrier in there, but they were taking it down like a team. There was just no chance. There was no chance for me in this. Had I had somebody I known or trusted, or like Brett or Fearcrabs or somebody with us, it would have been a whole nother game. But when your team, is going 1-14, 1-10, 12-35, stuff like that, there's not much more I can do. They're just basically feeding them the ammunition to take us down, and I'm just trying to fight just an impossible win scenario, and I did my best. I got my shit torn through, and I gotta say it tickled and bled a little bit, but I took it like a pro. And now next time it happens, it just won't hurt my feelings as much. But, hope you actually enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary, and you guys got to see what happened. And, that was my biggest mistake. If you didn't notice, about half a minute ago was that Claymore that caught me, and I wasn't paying any attention. I was thinking it was one of the other guys, and when I was watching that kill feed, I thought that somebody killed him when he was in a gunner. I just was overlooking the guy that was actually the actual real threat. And that was my biggest mistake, is just thinking that the guy had died while he was in his gunner or something. And that really, really cost me. I didn't play to the best of my advantage. I mean, I think it was think it was a decent gameplay. I really outplayed them quite a few times, vice versa. I did my best, and in turn, it's obviously, Call of Duty, can look like that, I do an amazing thing with an 85-1. It makes it look like that I'm a one-man team. But it goes to show that, there's a lot behind the person, and it's a team game. That's why when people say, hey, 1v1 me, I'm not going to, because it's all about teamwork. It's about, playing the objective and doing this stuff, and they just really outplayed us in this game. So let me know what you guys think. If you want to see more of these, if they happen down the road, I'll put some up. But I did this as a test. So do me a favor, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and like up the video. And I will get back to you with another video tonight, guys. Get it?